Hey there, this is Paul Secord, your Gospel Road Coach. I'm coming to you from my home studio in Nashville, Tennessee, and I wanted to share an inspiring story with you today. This is something that happened to me about 3 or 4 years ago, and at the time I knew it was an amazing moment, but that's all I knew about it. But today I came across that story because I took the liberty of writing it down right after it happened. And as I look back over the last 3 or 4 years since it happened, I can see its impact on my ministry and on who I am. And there's an important lesson in it that I want to share with all of you. I was running late for an airplane. I was at Nashville International Airport, and I'd skipped breakfast, lunch. I'd been doing laundry, packing, all the things you do before you jump on a plane and head off across the country to sing on a gospel music tour. And I rounded the corner, and there was a restaurant there that was selling some sandwiches. They had a cooler out front, and I was like, man, I could grab one of those sandwiches, eat it on the plane, good to go, it won't take me any time at all. And I was moving fast, and there was nobody in the line. So I stepped right up, and I said, hey man, I'd like to have one of those sandwiches. I'll take the turkey on wheat. Well, the guy turned around, and he was an older gentleman, just a beautiful older man, smiling from ear to ear, and he was kind and warm and friendly, and apparently selling some very good-looking sandwiches. So we chatted a little bit, and he counted out the change for my turkey on wheat, and he said, hey, do you know what? God is in control. And I said, what? He said, yeah, God is in control. Do you know that? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, do you love him? And I said, yes, I sure do. And then the conversation casually turned from that to where I was going and what I was doing while I was at the airport. And I told him I was a gospel singer and I was about to head out on a tour. And his smile got so big and so inviting, and he put his finger to his ear and he leaned in a little bit and he said, come on, bless me a little. And before I realized even where I was or, what I was doing, I just started singing a song that I'd been working on for that tour, Little as Much, When God is in It. And I got about through the first verse of that song, and he was leaning just closer and closer so he wouldn't miss a single word. And then when I got to the chorus, little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown, and you can win it if you go in Jesus' name. And by the time I finished, his eyes were full of tears, and every hair on my body was standing up straight. And we just stood there. It was like the whole airport, the whole place had come to a screeching halt. And nothing mattered in that moment, except for the fact that God was right there. I'll never forget the feeling that I had that day. I just didn't expect it when I stepped up to get a turkey sandwich, that this moment would define the next 3 or 4 years of my life. And so we finally kind of shook it off, and I know this, God was in control. I said, I gotta go now, Julius, but you have certainly blessed me today. Well, the interesting thing is it was Julius who was looking for the blessing, but God met us both there. and I'll never be the same because of it. So I want to encourage you. Look for a blessing. Experience God everywhere you are. It doesn't just have to be on the stage. What are the needs of the church secretary where you're going to sing? How's she doing? The pastor. We see so many pastors on the road that have just gone through the ringer. And when we walk in and we say, hey, you don't have to do anything tonight. Just soak it in, be blessed. The look of relief on some of their faces tells the story of the last year. Be a blessing wherever you are. Look for God in every moment. And if you're lucky, and maybe in 3 or 4 years, you'll be able to look back on this moment and say, that right there, that changed everything. Until next time, humbly, this is Paul, your Gospel Road Coach. I'll see you out there.